Hi, I'm Rebecca from Silver Grove Foliage. We are a flower farm in Leeds, West Yorkshire. We grow cut flowers and foliage for florists wholesale in the north of England with, at the moment, pretty much zero covered space. Is it possible? Yes, apparently so. From end of February through till December. There you go. I am in the field today. It is the beginning of October and I am splitting plants and getting perennials, herbaceous perennials, into the ground. I've got some tips and some clips for you coming up on that. I hope you find them useful. Subscribe to the channel because there'll be more coming up over autumn and winter. And if you find what is in this film useful, please do buy me a coffee. Thank you very much. The link is in the show notes below. So, as is often the way in Silver Grove Foliage, I've been quite brutal. So I was given some clumps of Lysimachia as a bit of a swap with a colleague, and I have split them up into lots of stems. So essentially I've created bare roots and I've been really mean and I've really split them. So I've done that for two reasons. Let me turn the camera back. First thing to say for me is that the more brutal you are with some plants, like with herbaceous perennials, the more they respond. Now I wouldn't do this, so take it back to the roots with absolutely everything, and I'll show you some Achillea that I've done in a bit. But I know that this is thuggish, and if I take it back to the roots and I really separate it out, it's going to respond and it's really going to flame up. So I'm not putting it up, I'm not cosseting it in our greenhouse or polytunnel. It's going straight in the ground up here at the fields, and it's going to sit here over winter, producing a lovely strong root system. And then in spring, summer, it will start to come back, and I will be hopefully really excited to see tons of Lysimachia. Okay. So I'm going to get those in the ground. It works really well for this to go that far. I will show you the Achillea. There's plenty more soil around that, and I split that into clumps rather than individual stems. Thank you. Okay, so there you go. Nice, quick, easy job. 2 or 3 lovely big clumps of Lysimachia has made 27, 28 plants. They may not be huge next year, but I'm pretty confident that I will get quite a few stems off this lot, which pleases me. You can see the rest of the bed is there. I've got a different type of Lysimachia to go into the other half that we bought, and again I've split up. And then this is where I'm going to start with the Achillea. Now I know that I've got enough to fill the bed. It's more about whether I've got time to get it all done today. So I will see how we go. So I think some might suggest that my approach is sometimes a bit brutal. I don't think I'm brutal. I just think I know the qualities of good plants. So these are some 2-litre pots of Achillea. That's really important to say. Let me turn the camera around. It is really important to say that you can absolutely grow Achillea from seed, and we do. So we grow whites and cerise, a lovely powdery pink from seed. We also go yellow, so gold plate from seed. And then there's a lovely mix called summer pastels that you can buy, and we do have that, and it's germinated and it's growing on in the tunnel. However, I know that my customers really like lush and peachy shades, and so I've worked really hard to find the shades that I want for my customers over the past few weeks, months, and I've just written a list of them and then tried to find them at the best price so that I can split them up, plant them in the ground now, so that I know, I can guarantee I will get the right colours. The thing that I don't like about mixes is that you have to grow it, see the ones that you want, keep the ones you want, dig out the ones that you don't want, split up the ones that you do want. It's a faff, and I think it's a really important faff from a cost perspective. So we do it, but I'm also really mindful of making sure that I have the right colours and the right things for my customers. So a 2-litre pot bought wholesale from a nursery isn't particularly expensive, and it will split, or we've split each of the 2-litre pots that I bought into somewhere between 6 and 8 plants. So really it is worth the money. You can see the sort of size, they're all slightly different, I'll show you again, but they've all got 3 or 4 bits of nice strong Achillea in them that I'm going to plant in the ground now, and they will be absolutely romping away in spring. So for me, again, I know that those are going to clump up. Like, even when you grow it from seed, you get tons of achilles from one little seed. So I'm going to get plenty of achillea in the right colours for my customers. And for me, I think that is a good cost benefit of doing it this way. So we do a mixture of seed mix, a mixture of seed specific colours, and then this year specific coloured plants, because I really want them for our customers. Okay, so some of you might be wondering, why haven't I just planted the 2 litre pots straight in the ground? There are lots of reasons for that. So number one, I'm greedy. I'm a flower farmer. I want lots of stems, and whilst a 2 litre pot in the ground will give me some stems, splitting them and letting them establish over winter will give me more. Okay, so greed. Now, my grandma once said that greed was a sin. I'm not after money per se. I'm after flowers for my florists. Okay. The second thing is that smaller plants going into the ground establish better, in my experience. So I'm not horticulturally trained, and I know there are plenty of flower farmers out there who are, but in my experience, putting in a 9cm liner or something even smaller, like 5cm plugs, does much better than putting in a 2 litre plant. They establish better, they're healthier, and so they're more vigorous. The third thing is that experience and colleagues tell me that when you split a plant, you automatically make it fight harder to survive, which means it becomes more vigorous. When it becomes more vigorous, it grows better, you get a healthier, bushier plant, again with more stems. The final reason is that if I plant a 2 litre plant in the ground and it does establish well and it grows well next year, I'm going to dig it up next year and split it then. And for me, frankly, that's a waste of time, because I will not have planned adequately for space for it. I'll have planned for the 5 or whatever plants it is that I bought. And those will have gone in the ground and then be something next to it and something next to that. So I'll have to create a new space and fill those 5 spots with something random. It just doesn't make sense. So those are my reasons for doing it now. Okay, so we are at the end of achillea planting for today. There's more at home that I didn't bring with me. What do I want to say? I want to say that there will be some people watching this going, oh, okay, Rebecca, well, that's lovely. You're at whatever stage in your business, 4 to 5 years in, and you can afford to buy 7 or 8 plants and split them and do it that way rather than a packet of seeds, which is obviously significantly cheaper. And I'm going to say to you that if there's a particular colour that you want, you don't have to buy 7 or 8 plants. Bearing in mind that I buy them wholesale, not retail. You're absolutely right. I can't buy 7 or 8 plants of anything retail because it's flipping expensive. But buy one, wholesale preferably. But if you don't have a nursery near you, or you haven't found your local nursery, go and find your local nursery first. And then secondly, buy 1 plant. When you get to your nursery, have a good look through all the pots. So I have no shame whatsoever. I will go and I will root and ruffle through all the pots, and I'll get them all out, and I will pick the ones that are best, i.e. the ones with the most potential to split. Rifle through them all, pick the best pot and split that 1 pot into as many sensible portions as your gut tells you it can make. So that might be 3, it might be 5, it might be 8, and plant those 8. In 3 years' time, those 8 will split, and you will have another 8 times 8, 64. That's your bed. Okay, be patient. In the meantime, those plants are still going to be giving you stems, they're still going to be growing, they're still going to be serving you, and you're going to be learning about them and about your growing space. So it's not about volume always. There are some things that I desperately want but I can't afford. I will buy 1 of them and I will wait. You can't have everything, and that's okay. I still can't have everything. I'm sure there are growers out there who can, but I'm not one of them. So just be mindful that 1 is enough to get started. Alright, my name's Rebecca. I'm from Silver Grey Foliage. I am a flower farmer in Leeds, England, north of England, West Yorkshire. We grow outside with 0 cover, as in polytunnels, between February and December. Is it possible? It actually is. If you want to know more about how we work, subscribe to this channel. If you want to plan and think the way we think, then the Flower Farmers Planner is for you. The 2024 edition is back on sale. We will start posting it out at the back end of October. I'm hoping early November at the latest. And it is split into many sections so that you can plan and think and grow your business the way we do. The link for it is in the show notes below, as is a link for buying coffee. It takes time and effort and thought to put together these videos so that they're supportive and helpful to you. So if you found value in it, click on the link, buy me a coffee. I'd be really grateful. Thank you.